To get going. So welcome to our summer camp and summer program activity showcase for 2026. With us on the panel, we have me, Rob Mahardy. I'm our camp director and VP for program for Leatherstocking. We have Keith Knight. We'll take those as we go along. Hey. All right. So, some positive things that come when scouts go camping. Lasting memories. I mean, I still remember some of the things about when I was a wee lad, ages and ages and ages ago at camps. Quality family time, especially on the Cub end of things. We do a lot of things as families, so we get those, mom and me activities. We get those fall family camp activities, but during the summer, you get a chance to spend a whole lot of quality family time. Obviously, some scout skills, learning to be prepared, advancement requirements. So we do a lot of those kind of things. It is forever. The things that happen at camp, and the skills that they build go on and, stay with them through their lives. So. All right, so here's the slide with all the dates and all that kind of stuff in there. We will get into a lot of this in more detail as we go along, but summer camp programs. So summer camp at Camp Kingsley for Cubs who are staying overnight. We have 3 sessions that we're going to run. A little bit different structurally than we did this last year. So week 1 and week 3 are going to be 4-day setups. So kids will come in on Wednesday evening and the scouts will go home on Sunday. Week 2, we're going to do that 3-day option where they come in on Thursday evening and go home on Sunday. So we'll get more into the cost breakdown of the 2 differences, but as an example, the 4-day program, we'll have way more details on this. I see a lot of people will be interested in the $365, $99 aspects to go to camp. So we'll run in through what do you need to do that. And otherwise, the price breaks are up until the end of the year, end of 2025. If you get a deposit of $50 in, you can lock in that $400 price. In between then, January and April 1st, $425 is the camp price. And then after May 1st, it bumps up to $475. And that's for the 4-day option. The 3-day option is a little bit more discounted than that. Cub Scout day camps. These will still be district locations through the, I know we have Unadilla and Middleville locked in again. The ADK / Powderhorn sites, I don't know that they're to be determined at this point. So we'll have more information that'll come out as we go along. We'll talk more about that as we get into the Cub Day Camp end of things. But the prices will be $150. Again, that $365 program discounted $99 price is there and available if we get into the criteria for that in a bit. So Scouts BSA Day Camp, we are running at Camp Kingsley, and that will be a day option Monday through Friday for Scouts BSA age kids to come and do a whole lot of different things. We're going to do some mini trucks. We're going to do a lot of merit badges, things like that. $200 for the week and $99 if you're taking advantage of the 365 options on that. Okay. Scouts can go to camp in two ways. We would like for everybody to come with their unit, but sometimes that's not possible. Or, you know, a family's going on vacation that week, or your troop is not, or your pack is not attending, and they still want to go to camp, or that your pack is going to the 4-day option and you're not available and can only do the 3-day option, whatever it is. It's possible to go as an individual and you can register that way. We prefer it if you register as a unit, especially to take advantage of those 365 program prices. But we can look at matching you up with another unit. If we have enough kids, we can look at a provisional group going like that. So all right. So getting into Cub Overnight Resident Adventure Camp at Camp Kingsley this summer. All right. I get to get some props out now. So I will wear my mini 3-corner hat. And this year's theme is Let Freedom Ring. So with the 250th anniversary of our country, we are taking advantage of that, and using our theme this summer will be Let Freedom Ring. You know, that whole colonial era kind of stuff, and we will gear a lot of our activities and our games around that. We're looking to partner with Fort Stanwix to do some stuff this summer. So definitely excited. Obviously, it's going to be kind of a once in a, I don't know, 50-year kind of thing, where our country gets a birthday like this. So we're definitely excited about the theme, and our staff has got a lot of cool ideas to incorporate that this year. Okay, so programs we offer during the summer. We have a biking program, which includes mountain bikes, BMX bikes, all that kind of stuff. Some trail riding, some learn to ride. We work camping, hiking, fire building, lots of like basic scout skills that we do. Learning how to, you know, build a fire, how to do tote and chip and things like that. Basic first aid skills. Obviously, we have a waterfront that has swimming, boating activities. We have brand new fishing docks that went in last year. So we have, you know, 2 sets of fishing docks and a much expanded kind of program for that. Range activities include archery, BB, and slingshot. Chris always has some really cool things that they do down there for extra activities. We have leader shoots and parent shoots. So some neat things like that. Lots of crafts. Our crafts will be incorporated with the theme this year. Nature program, you know, whether it's critters or whether it's trees or identifying that, we working on a improved tiered nature trail based on ranks. So lots of new things, lots of little improvement kind of things going on for this summer. Okay. We have a dining hall feature in our Camp Kingsley programs. So our meals are dining hall based. Sometimes we do some foil cooking or things like that with our AOLs who go on an outpost and stay out overnight and do their own cooking. We have, you know, state park type modern shower and restroom facilities, one on each side of camp, plus a central area one. Our staff, I can't say enough about our staff as far as, you know, training and enthusiasm and all that sort of stuff. Our area directors are nationally camp school trained, which basically is a week-long course. You know, our program director, our administration, our waterfront and our range directors all have to go to National Camp School on top of any other certifications that they need. Be that NRA, be that BSA, lifeguard type stuff. So lots of training goes into it. Plus, we do our whole in-house training before scouts even come in. Talked about a few of the new programs or additions that we have. One of the big things we'll be working on is some additions to the playground for this coming season. So look for some new features in there. We have tent or lean-to sites. Most of the time the Cubs are in lean-to areas. Sometimes leaders or adults like to bring their own tents, and that's fine. We have a brand new trail as well to the waterfront, which is accessible by wheelchair. It's an ADA compliant trail down there now. So lots of improvements that we've been making through the years. All right. So like I said, the 4-day program comes in on a Wednesday. We have check-in and some stuff going on that Wednesday night. Thursday, we have program all day. And then the 3-day option comes in on a Thursday. And the base rates for both of those, $425 is your base rate for summer camp for the 4-day option. $350 is the base rate for the 3-day option. Okay, and again, our session dates, July 8th through the 12th. That's a 4-day session, that first kind of full week in July. The session 2 is the 16th through the 19th. That's Thursday evening through Sunday. And then session 3 is back to a 4-day session, July 22nd through 26th. We're also looking at possibly doing a few other things in between some sessions this year. Some things we've kicked around and they're not finalized yet, but we've talked about a family day. We're also looking at some sort of 250th anniversary event kind of thing through the summer. So there may be some other things in between some of those days in there. All right. So here's our 4-day session breakdowns of if you sign up before January 1st. It is $400 for the Cub Scouts, $25 off for a sibling rate, and then either den chiefs. We've actually gotten a few more den chiefs over the past few years. So that's been great to have some scouts come back and kind of help out the unit, help out our staff a little bit. They're in between on that. These are usually guys who are not, they're in that 12, 13, 14-year-old range. They're not quite old enough to be on staff yet. But they want to come back and they help out. So also the leader price is the same thing for that. And then between the window of January through April, the end of April there, this is our base rate of $425 for Cub Scouts, $400 for siblings, and then the prices for den chiefs and unit leaders do not change. And then after May 1st, we look at a rate of $475 and $450. Okay. Please keep in mind that camperships are available. So please get those in early. They look to distribute those usually about 3 times. They look at the first round right after the end of the calendar year. So right after December, they look at the first round of those. Kind of in between these dates is kind of when they look at those. So don't be left out. If families need support to be able to get to camp, camperships are available. Please take advantage and sign up for them. So we'll talk more about the $99 rate here in a little bit. Okay, and this is the 3-day session. So the breakdown on that before January 1st is $325 for a Cub Scout and $300 for a sibling, and then $350 for the base rate and $325 for siblings. And then after May 1st, that goes to $400 and $375. So, all right. So how can you save and go to camp a little bit more economically? We have the sibling discount rate. Your unit can obviously do fundraising, and that's up to how the unit does it. There are some units that put aside a dedicated amount from things like popcorn. That if you sell a certain percentage of it goes to camp. That depends on your pack and how they do that. So there are camperships available. There's peanuts fundraising. Popcorn and peanuts are the council's fundraising that you can take advantage of. All right. So what's this $99 thing that we keep talking about? So as part of the 365 program, the council has looked at how we can, one, make camp affordable, and two, get our units active and doing stuff. The purpose of summer camp is to help support the units. Okay, we're here to support the packs in their year-round program. This is a supplement. This is things we offer that you can't necessarily do somewhere else or as not part of a council event. Things like the range, those have to be part of a council event to do. So the summer camp program is here to support your unit. What you can do to take advantage of the $99 price point is to submit your calendar by the end of this month to your DEs or council professionals. And then that should be your unit calendar for the year. What's your pack planning on doing? Then participate in 4 activities and submit those pictures of those activities and the small summary of what you guys did. Peter, is that going to be like available to submit to the website, or is that something they have to put into their DEs?
It is available on the website. There is a link on the website now that covers this Scout 365 summer camp promotion. And on that page is a link for it.
So there is a spot on the website where you can submit these activities and things like. Are we back live? We had a little glitch there, I think. And Luke just put something in the chat that the link wasn't working. Okay, glad we're back up. Okay. If Peter pops back on later, we'll ask him that at the end. So the other criteria is to have 75% of your direct contact leaders trained. Okay, so touch base with your DEs on that, your district executives or Scout professionals to take advantage of this program because that is a significant savings per kid for the summer camp experience. Definitely look into that. All right, so the registration page, registration will be up on the website to get your stuff in for camp this summer. We're looking forward to it. Day camp. So I'm going to go through some of the basics. Keith, if you want to chime in at any point, because Keith's kind of overseeing some of the day camp stuff. And if you want to jump in, go right ahead. Day camp theme. Okay, Luke, if you saw in the chat, Peter said the link was added today. So, invention convention is the theme. It sounds very interesting. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of hands-on activities, doing stuff and building. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of cool STEM and Scout related, Cub Scout related making things. So sounds like it could be some cool crafts and things like that in there. So invention convention. So typical things that they do at day camp. Now, because of the different locations, sometimes there is some variance in what they do at each of the different programs. But generally, they're going to do some sort of a craft. They're definitely going to be doing some STEM stuff this year with the Invention Convention, games and songs. Obviously, you're going to be making friends and having fun with that crazy guy in the picture with the big feet. Keith, I think you know him very well. So
I might.
anything to add on program wise for day camps?
No, so I think you hit it right on the head on that one. So we have already some awesome things starting to be planned, especially looking at the STEM, but also seeing how we can integrate a lot of the other activities that, like Rob said earlier, there's certain things you can only do at a council activity or a district activity. And so we're going to add a lot of those kind of things in depending on the site so that you can get the maximum fun and once again being with your family and whoever can be there to be enjoying day camp with you.
All right, thanks, Keith. All right, so here is what we've got so far for day camp. Unadilla and Middleburg, have been kind of locked in to their timeframes and their locations. So those are the two in the Susquehanna Headwaters area. Also, we're looking at 2 day camps, one in the Mohawk Valley and one in the Western Mohawk Valley. Those are to be determined at this point, so look for more information in the coming weeks here. The day camp price is basic $150 for the program, but again, there are camperships available and you have the chance to get that rate down to $99 with those criteria on the 365. All right. This is a very similar slide to the last one, but day camp has the same kind of opportunities for fundraising, camperships, popcorn, all that sort of stuff. And the 365 requirements that we mentioned before. I'm just going to run through them because certain people might jump to just a certain section of this. The 75% direct contact leaders participate in 4 activities and submit those. Said you can upload those right online. And the unit having their calendar in by the end of this month in October. Luke, what was that question? I missed the chat window there.
The question on the floor is, do you have to pick only day camp or only summer camp if you're doing the 365 program as a unit?
No. If you are signed up, like, are you asking like can some of your kids go to day camp and some of your kids go to resident camp? That's absolutely possible. Or are you asking if they can go to like both? Can you do both for $99 each? You know what? Honestly, I don't know. That question hasn't come up, so I'm going to have to ask that question to council and see how that is. It's funny, for all the talking that we've done about that, nobody's ever brought that up. Luke, I will absolutely get back to you on that. And we will, as part of the requirements, we'll kind of put that in at some point. So that is a great question. Thank you. I just don't want to say yay or nay and not be correct on it. Okay. All right. So on to Scouts BSA summer day camp. So we've been in the works for this for like a couple years trying to put this together. And we're really, really, really close to running it. Only a few kids short last year of getting this off the ground, but we're excited to do it this year. The day camp program, we're looking at a whole lot of different activities that that our older scouts can do. Honestly, guys, this is focused at scouts who might be going to camp somewhere else and want a second week, or they're doing some other kind of truck program. I know that there's a scout group that's looking to do something like in New York City this year, where they won't traditionally be doing scout camp. Be able to take advantage of this and do this on top of that to get some merit badges done. There are people who are going to Jambo this year. There are people who are going to Jamborette this year. You know, maybe the kids that aren't going to Jamboree or Jamborette, who are still in that unit, if that unit is not going because most of their older kids or leadership is going to Jamboree, this might be a great option for them to do this instead. with their younger kids. So there's a lot of kind of flexibility to the program as to who, who it's designed around. But it really is looking kind of for that, my unit's not going somewhere this summer, or I would like to go for a second week at a more affordable kind of way. Or my unit's doing this with all the older kids and I don't really want to go do that, or I'm too young for this, or whatever it is. This is another option for that. So we will have lots of different merit badge opportunities. We're going to bring in things like auto repair and things like that. We'll have a bunch of different nature things. We'll have the traditional scouting things of, we'll certainly have a fishing program. We'll have a range activities, boating and swimming, the ability to work on merit badges like life saving and things like that. So, but this will be a day option. There will also be the, no, the Scouts aren't the creatures. That some days, maybe. But there will also be an option for the units to stay at night, but it is not a camp program. They would stay as their own unit. We do not have a rifle range. It will possibly include shotgun. We've done shotgun up there a number of times. There is not a full out rifle range. That is something that is in the long-term plans, but not a short-term option for rifle specifically anyway. Okay. All right. All right. So the features, it is a day program, so we will only be serving lunch. Said there is the option for the unit to stay on its own as their own camp out kind of thing, or they can pair together with other units if leadership is an issue or something like that. But the council will be providing the program, basically a 9 to 5-ish kind of program during Monday through Friday. So we'll offer lunch. We have the full facilities of camp at our accessibility. We have trained staff. We'll certainly have, good people doing good things in their areas of expertise. The guy we have coming in to do, wait, I missed that, Luke. Sorry. Give me a second to finish up and then I'll circle back to that question. So all the programs are kind of new in the sense of this will be a new program for the council to have, but we're looking at eventually adding some more trades to this, trade type programs, things like welding, things like carpentry, and building that out. Okay, so like I said, the units have the option to rent a tent or lean-to site if they want to. They can also pair with other units if they need to work out the leadership. So you're keeping that too deep. Luke, what was the question again about Cubs and waterfronts? Okay, I can't see the chat, so.
The question was, will the waterfront be open at the same time as the Cubs? So I would say that it's part of the program for Scouts 360 or for Scouts BSA program while we're running the program.
Correct. And this is not it's not the same week as Cubs. This is the week after the 3 sessions of Cubs. So this is that last full week in July. It runs the 27th through the 31st. So there isn't an overlap on the Cubs. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So yes, it will be a full waterfront. We have our waterfront director has done a Scouts BSA level stuff before. So he's very experienced in that. So like we said, we'll also be doing some mini truck kind of things. We're looking to do a canoe trip out. We're looking to do some bike trips out. And so those on the Tuesday and Thursdays, we're going to be looking at doing those kind of things. The Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be a little bit more merit badge focused. Not that we won't do some on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because not everybody will go out on the different treks. So we'll be looking at putting out the guidebook for that fairly soon. That should be out within the next few weeks, as we finalize our last few counselors for some merit badges. So look for that fairly soon. Okay, the price break, yeah, our waterfront director, I'll shout out to Rick Rotundi, is amazing. I believe we have certainly one of the best, if not the best, in the Northeast, working with, several other waterfront, seeing them at camp schools and all that sort of stuff. Rick has actually taught at camp schools before, so he is amazing. Runs a great program down there. So here's the breakdowns for the prices. So the base rate between March 1st and April 31st is $200 for a scout, $175 before March 1st and $225 after. The adult leader price is $50 straight across. Again, look for campership options. Look for those 365 options. Okay. Same kind of thing, unit fundraising, peanuts, campership. It's just another reminder slide for that. So registration details will be out fairly soon, probably by early November. I'm guessing that everything should be up online by that. So look for that in the next 3 weeks or so. Okay, some other opportunities this summer. Scouts BSA Jamboree over in Scotland. Peter, do you want to say anything about this one?
Yep, I'll take this one. So the Jamboree takes place every 2 years and draws approximately 2,100 scouts and scouters from over 20 different countries. The contingents will spend a couple of days tutoring Scotland and prior to the Jamboree, which is 10 days camping on the grounds of a castle. Then they will tour the country for a week before flying home. Scouts will have the opportunity to work on the citizenship in the World Merit Badge if they need it, and fundraising opportunities will be available this year. We can take up to 12 scouts and have 5 spaces filled so far, so they're going quickly. Dates and prices will be locked in once the contingent is filled and we're able to get flights secured. So they have a couple of meetings coming up. Our next meeting is going to be, I believe, November 1st. The information is right on our council website. If you go to the home page, you go down to the bottom of the page, there is a page or a link to the Jamboree page for the council. Registration there is there as well. On this slide, it talks about jamboree.org.uk. You can go to that website and you can see a little bit of information from the host. Best person to talk to right now is Abby. Abby's been a few times from my understanding, and she's looking forward to going again this year.
Yeah, Luke, I'm not sure exactly how old they need to be, what the requirements are for that. Please reach out to Abby. She's going on the contingent this year. Like we said, we have about 5 in. There's about 7 slots left. Looks to be a great experience. So just reach out to Abby with that question. She should be able to answer that pretty easily, I would think. All right.
This says 14 to 17.
Okay. All right. National Jamboree. You want to keep going with this, Peter? Or?
Yep. So
all right.
Go to the next slide. So
yep.
The National Jamboree is a jamboree that happens, I believe, every 4 years. Or 3 years. They changed, I believe, at least once. Anyway, so John Harmon is our contact for that event. So they are setting up a troop for that as well. Basically, the video that's supposed to be playing right now should be showing things like the kids doing bikes, BMX, doing climbing, there's tons of different things out there. You can just Google National Jamboree, and there's a lot of resources. This event is a pinnacle program that's being run right at the summit camp. Shooting sports, scuba diving, I believe they usually do some stuff like that. It is usually a once in a lifetime thing, since it doesn't happen every year. So if you or your scout is interested in doing something that they may not ever be able to do as a youth, I would highly recommend they register for this event. Prices are on the website as well, on the council site. And I'm sure they will be doing some sort of fundraising as well. Contact John Harriman for information about that, along with our website.
Okay, yep. If you guys want any more information about National Jamboree or International Jamborette, reach out to John or reach out to Abby on those. Just some testimonials to the programs that we've run. I hope our staff is friendly and enthusiastic. Okay, and then we're just gonna pop up hopefully this video. Yeah, there we go.
Band lovers, I hope you see legs that treated you well.
I don't know, makes me want to jump right back into camp mode. So, oops. There we go. All right, so we're kind of going to open it up. I know we've answered a couple of questions as we've gone along, but I know there's only a couple of people on tonight, but if you're watching this at home afterwards and you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of your district professionals or Keith for day campish kind of stuff, John for Jamboree, Abby for Jamborette, and me for any Kingsley activities, summer campish kind of stuff. So just reach out to us. Our contacts are all on the website for that kind of stuff. But any questions that our guys online have? If you do the 365 program and you make it, I lost it. Sorry, it just pops up for me and then it goes away. I
I'll
can't.
read it for you.
Yeah.
So Stephanie asks, if you do the 365 program and you make all the requirements, when do you need to know how many scouts? So our recommendation is to start collecting a $99 deposit for every scout and making that payment before January, just to lock in that early bird rate for your unit. You will need to meet all those requirements by March 31st. So at that point, if you meet your requirements earlier, we are probably going to be notifying your unit that the unit has reached that point, and they can add all their youth. Again, you do need to have everything in before that April deadline.
Right. So you can look at putting deposits down. The deposits are, I believe, $50 this year to lock in each of those. But if you put in a 99, then basically, you know, if you meet the requirements of the 365, then you're set. So, but yeah, some units are going to finish that up. I mean, October, November, December, January, you could theoretically have your 4 activities in and submitted pretty early, whereas some units aren't as active and won't get those in as quickly. But still need to look at the time frames on that to get those in. Luke, if you want to hold on the Blizzard question till the very end, I'll get to that. After, yes, but you would, if you lock in 10, like say your unit's 30 people, all right, and you put in 10 before the first deadline, you will get 10 at the one rate, and then you will get whatever after, let's say you want to add like 6 more kids or something, you will get them at whatever time period you're putting those in. But if they qualify for the $99, then you're set. Then it won't matter in that sense at that point. I mean, I think, yeah, absolutely. This will be available online.
If you reach out to me or reach out to your DE and stuff, they can reach out to the camping committee. Our time is limited, but if you let us know when you'd like to have a presentation, some of us will try to get out to your unit.
Right.
We just need to know maybe 2 or 3 dates that might work for you, so we can see if we can find someone to come out and get really excited and show a similar presentation to this one, all about just the camps. So
we can take a look at that, Luke, and see if we've got anybody available to do November 6th. You know, Connor does some, Peter does some, I do some. We'll take a look and see if anybody is available to come out. What time and where exactly? If you want to just throw that in an email to me or to Peter or both of us or whatever. Okay. Chittenango. We'll probably see if we can get Connor to come out since it's right in his backyard. But we'll take a look at that. All right. Any other questions? Guys, thank you for that. And we're gonna end this part of it, stop the recording, and then I'll hang on, Luke, if you want to hang on, and we'll talk Blizzard for a sec.